Holiday Valley is hoping to stay open until April 10th, which is great news if you love skiing and snowboarding as much as I do. Best assignment ever, let's go! Woo! The Board of Estimates will consider that amendment this morning. Standing as sturdy as I can because when these wind gusts come, they make you lose your balance. Behind me in the distance is Crystal Beach, Ontario, where a lot of New Yorkers take their boats just for the day. Right now we are joined by Governor Westmore. Obviously it's been a long 24 hours for you, so I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. What can you tell us as far as any updates with this search right now? We now unfortunately know that this is a recovery mission. The former school is being turned into the Thurgood Marshall Amenity Center. A giant tree fell down here and is blocking most of the lanes. 4 years ago, Maryland's highest court rejected a new trial, and then a year after that, the U.S. Supreme Court also refused a new trial. The governor will be making a stop here in Little Italy, where residents are concerned about safety after the manager of this restaurant was murdered. It is very emotional out here right now. I don't, I want to respect people's privacy, but there are several families, loved ones here that have not heard from their loved ones that they believe were potentially on the bridge when it collapsed. And pretty much this whole Annapolis waterfront area is flooded. So we just walk a little bit this way and we start to get into a couple inches of water. That fight that you just mentioned happened on Friday night right here on Charles Street, and Councilman Costello represents this area. And the Harford County Sheriff's Department just tweeted that the suspect is now in custody. I'm just gonna lay down here. Kind of makes you feel like a kid again. We're in a bomb suit right now. This thing is heavy, it's hot. I really don't know how they do it. Usually it's Purple Friday, but today we're wearing orange, representing the Orioles ahead of the playoffs. Of course, I have on my Orioles hat here. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that's good. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dance Daily Debrief. I'm Olivia Dance, and this is episode 15. It's also Labor Day. I hope everyone is enjoying the end of summer. All right, Patrick, how do you feel about summer ending?
Bad.
Honestly, same. Anyway, let's get into the stories that I'm covering today as a reporter in Maryland. First up, we're learning more about Baltimore Police's new Entertainment District Unit, or EDU. The unit was launched on August 10th and increases the police presence in Baltimore's social hubs, including here in Fells Point, Fed Hill, the Inner Harbor, and Harbor Point. This weekend in Fells Point, there was a sense of safety. I mean, even now on Monday morning, there is still a police presence. And according to Baltimore Police, EDU made 2 arrests for handgun violations in Fells Point on Friday night. Since the launch of EDU, police say they have seized 5 guns, made 9 arrests, and over half a dozen open container violations. But there are concerns about how the department is handling this new unit when there are already hundreds of officers short. The Baltimore Police Department hasn't said where the officers assigned to this new unit are coming from and if they're being paid overtime. Comment below your thoughts on this new police unit and if you think it'll be effective in reducing crime. Next up, in Baltimore County, police are looking for a gunman following a shooting near the shops at Kenilworth. This all happened in Towson on Saturday evening when a shot was fired at the basketball court next to the shops. One witness says it started over a dispute during a basketball game. Baltimore County Police say the case is still active and no arrests have been made. Meanwhile, near the Towson Town Center, there are also safety concerns after a large crowd took over the streets Thursday night into Friday morning. This surveillance video shows the crowd, and police confirm one of their officers was hit with a dirt bike during the chaos. That officer sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Comment below your thoughts on this recent crime in Towson, and is it surprising to you? Thanks so much for watching another episode of the Dance Daily Debrief. I hope you have a great Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dance Daily Debrief. I'm Olivia Dance, and this is episode number 16. It's also Purple Friday. The Ravens take on the Bills this Sunday. Football is so back. Baltimore. Hey, Baltimore. Hey, all right, I know that this is an Orioles cowboy hat, but it doesn't matter. We're representing Baltimore sports, and that is all that matters. All right, so let's get into the story that I am covering today as a reporter in Maryland. So there is some trouble in Towson as business owners are calling for a crackdown on large crowds that have been causing chaos in the area, typically on Thursday nights. The huge crowds usually gather in the street and sidewalks off of York Road here, which is where a lot of bars and restaurants are in Towson and is only about a mile away from Towson University. The owner of Barley's Backyard here says this has been a problem for the past year, and he says the crowds cause trouble, including gathering and drinking in the parking lot at the back of his restaurant. Take a look at this surveillance video from the crowds last Thursday. Now in episode 15, I told you how Baltimore County Police confirmed that one of their officers was struck by a dirt biker in that crowd. The officer sustained non-life-threatening injuries. And this issue has now gotten the attention of Baltimore County Executive Kathy Clausmeyer, who was seen at a meeting on Thursday with Towson business owners and other county leaders, including the police chief. The police department is seeking more control and order of the situation and says they will carry out necessary arrests of people with unlawful intentions. I also noticed this police security camera set up in the area where these crowds typically gather. The county council chair says there will be follow-up meetings to discuss this issue. So do you think county leaders will effectively handle this problem? How do you think they should control the crowds? Comment your thoughts below. Thanks so much for watching another episode of the Dance Daily Debrief. Have a great weekend, everyone. Go Ravens, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, Mackenzie, so we're still camping out on one of the decks here. The neighbors have been so nice, just letting us really get a view of the Key Bridge here. I mean, it's just absolutely devastating when you see it with your own eyes. So I'll step out and we'll get a closer view here. But yeah, there's just so many people that have stopped by. I actually would say there's more people now than we've seen yet, just residents that live here wanting to see this with their own eyes, because I mean, you hear the Key Bridge collapse and it's just shocking, devastating. You really don't even believe it until you see it. And then when you do, it just leaves you speechless. So I'm going to repeat a few things that Maxine said as far as updates. I mean, we got an update from the governor just under 2 hours ago now. They said that there are 8 victims total. 6 are still being searched for now. The search and rescue part of this is the main thing, the main focus. 1 victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and then 1 was not taken to the hospital and had no injuries miraculously. So really, we're just hoping that this search and rescue mission is successful. Governor Westmore says that the cargo ship that hit the bridge issued a Mayday call before the collision, giving authorities just enough time to stop traffic on the bridge. So we believe that the 6 people that they are still searching for are construction workers who were fixing potholes on the bridge at the time. You can actually see the cargo ship that hit the Key Bridge from where we are, especially when we zoom in. And we've seen smoke coming from the backside of the ship. It's been doing that for a couple hours now. But again, the search and rescue mission is very much underway. There are numerous dive teams in the water right now. And of course, this is a long road ahead, but really the focus is just on the rescue. Of course, we're praying for the victims and their families and just hoping that this will be successful. We know that Mayor Scott and the governor have both declared states of emergency, and they have said there is no indication this was intentional, but we do know that the FBI is involved in the response, and there, of course, is an ongoing investigation into what exactly happened here. But again, just lots of people shocked and can't believe what they're seeing. I mean, I'll tell you, when I first saw it for the first time a few hours ago, I was left speechless. I mean, pretty much the whole bridge is collapsed. So just devastating. Again, we're just hoping for a successful search and rescue mission. Well, Megan and Patrice, as you can imagine, Aaliyah's family is heartbroken. They are demanding justice and want answers to how all of this even happened.
She just lights up the room.
18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez had her whole life ahead of her, recently graduating from Glen Burnie High School.
That's what we work for, to, you know, finish high school and do the things that we want to do in life. So it was like a really big thing. I told her I was so proud of her and everything.
Rashawn Shelbourne Jr., Aaliyah's older brother, couldn't have been prouder of her. He says she had big plans of going to college to become a nurse, but her true passion was art.
So Aaliyah's been talented at art her entire life.
Spending most of her free time working on her art, Aaliyah didn't go out much, but a friend invited her to the annual Brooklyn Day block party.
She ended up going to the party, and the party just didn't end up the way it was supposed to end up.
The block party turned into the biggest mass shooting in Baltimore's history. 28 people were shot, 2 lost their lives, one of them, Aaliyah.
And it's just, she was taken way too soon. It wasn't her time yet, but I guess God said that God had other intentions.
Baltimore police still searching for the suspects responsible for pulling the triggers and facing backlash for their response to the annual party.
Last year, we found out about it 3 days ahead of time, and we were able to put together an ops plan. This year, we did not find out about it at all until the day of.
Aaliyah's grandmother and her brother want justice and answers.
How do you not know about an event that happens every year?
Even 2 police cars, if they were there, I'm almost certain this wouldn't happen.
Police recovered several bullet casings from the scene, and a 17-year-old has been arrested on weapons and riot charges.
So it needs to be tighter gun laws on minors.
As Aaliyah's family waits for those answers, they sit with a hole in their hearts.
She's a beautiful soul. None like that should have ever happened.
Looking through her art at old photos and reminiscing.
Olivia was a very, very beautiful girl. Like, smart. She's just the type of person that I feel like anybody would want to be around. I feel like she made everyone a better person that came across her.
Yeah, just tragic. Another beautiful young light taken too soon by senseless violence. And of course, if you have any information about those responsible for the mass shooting, you're asked to call police or Metro Crime Stoppers. For now, reporting live in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 Morning News. Well, Maxine, the people I spoke to are scared to come into the city because of squeegee kids, and they're also frustrated because they say police aren't helping. Now, right now, we're at the intersection of Mount Royal and North Avenues, and you can see that there's some squeegee kids here now. We're also zoom in to show you that there is currently a police officer on this corner as well, but as you can see, he's just sitting in his car.
Why are they allowing this to happen? It is a crime.
Week after week, Fox 45 viewers calling to say they had a bad experience with squeegee kids.
You can just see the body language. People are saying no. The kids are so defiant. They still spray your windows. They spray you in your face with whatever solution it is. You know, yes, they kick cars and stuff, but you can see their aggression.
One caller who wanted to remain anonymous has had several violent encounters with squeegee kids.
I'd much rather not be working in the city right now. It is very unsafe for myself and others.
At a city intersection on July 9th.
My mother waved her arms no, and I said no as well, and he acted like he put his hand in his bag, and he pointed his fingers and went like he was shooting me and my mother.
A squeegee kid threatened him and his mother. He says he called the police, but no officers ever showed up. That lack of police response not adding up with Mayor Scott's words.
What I would tell folks is that if you have that kind of experience, report it to the police. Don't leave. Allow us to come and investigate it.
But the problems continue. That same caller says several days later he had another incident with squeegee kids.
I was coming down through Federal Hill from work, and they were shooting at me with pistols, shooting at me when I was riding by, and they were also shooting cars.
And another viewer sent us this video of a squeegee kid giving her the middle finger after she said she didn't want her windshield cleaned. She says after she stopped recording, the kid asked her to delete the video, then sprayed her with his bottle and threatened her. She says now she's too scared to visit Baltimore again.
The police are looking the other way, and when they turn a blind eye to this violence and this lawlessness and this property damage, people leave Baltimore. All of these commuters, all of these business owners are going to pick up and leave because they don't want to stick around for this.
Sean Kennedy with the Maryland Public Policy Institute says people don't feel safe, all while police ignore the violence in front of them.
There's no police response to speak of. Police stand on corners and watch them commit these crimes and do nothing.
Why do you think law enforcement aren't responding?
It's clear that they have orders from above. The police on the streets of Baltimore want to see order restored, but they're being told they can't. Their hands are tied. And what Mayor Scott's saying is not trickling down to the police because someone in the middle is saying, no, don't touch the squeegee kids.
Now, I reached out to both the Baltimore police and the police union to ask if they have a stand-down order to explain why they aren't responding. And a spokesperson for the police department replied saying, no, there is no stand-down order. Reporting live in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News. Made up of farms and winding roads, rural Allegheny County is located in western Maryland.
We are the true heartbeat of Allegheny County.
Riding along with the heartbeat of Allegheny County, the Emergency Services Department.
Down Road, Ridge Road, 6 vehicle accident.
It sounds like a call just came in. What are we responding to?
Call just came in for a single vehicle that is wrecked on the road, kind of south end of the county.
When a 911 call comes in, like this single vehicle crash, EMS jumps into action immediately. Responding to calls in an average of under 10 minutes, which is quite the challenge for crew members like Matthew Krause.
The winding of the roads, there's no street lights, there's a lot of wildlife. Unless you're intimately familiar with all the twists and corners, it really reduces the speed that you can respond to emergencies.
In other rural areas across the nation, response times are over 14 minutes, according to a journal on Dove Medical Press. But that's not the case in Allegheny County, largely due to James Piles, the current director of emergency services.
To be 533 miles of county roads, 425 square miles, and we're getting to you in less than 10 minutes with the system we created.
Piles was appointed to director in 2019, and before that, he had years of experience as a major with the Maryland State Police and as the chief of police for the State Department of Health. Before he was appointed, the Allegheny County EMS department wasn't always this efficient.
We knew that certain volunteer departments were failing, or possibly our travel time was too far.
Aaron Blacker has been in the department for over a decade. He saw the challenges Allegheny County EMS faced, like so many others across the country.
I'm not sure what the response times was, but they could be great, over 20 minutes.
But all that changed in 2019 when Piles came on board.
When you look at 2017 to 2019, our first year together, it was 2019, we reduced failed delayed rates by 80%.
Having no experience in EMS prior to taking on the role,
you have to run this as a business. We're managing multi-million dollars of taxpayer money. We have to manage that the best way.
By moving around resources, adjusting the billing system, and hiring more employees, Piles turned the failing department into a success story in just a few years and with no cost to the taxpayers.
It's all logistics. If you know you're getting the majority of your calls from one region, then you're going to want to put an ambulance closer to that region.
The result, an efficient and staffed department
911, is everything okay there?
with the fastest response time in Allegheny County history, according to Piles.
519, okay, 1458 hours. Transfer you to Frostburg City Police. County Medical on scene, lift assist into the house.
And for Dr. Ramin Shafi in the emergency department at the UPMC Western Maryland Hospital, that means more lives saved.
So once 911's been called, that amount of time to get them to our door is crucial.
Under Piles, EMS in Allegheny County is set up for success for generations to come.
Jimmy Piles is going to be long gone, and EMS in Allegheny County is still be going.
Their story, possibly the blueprint for EMS success across the nation.
What we've done in 3 years is absolutely amazing on how quick we're getting out the door, the amount of personnel we have, and it's a result of amazing staff.
Reporting in Allegheny County, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News. Yeah, well, Michael, here at the scene, it is still very somber. And just over here, memorials like this with balloons, flowers, and candles can be seen all around this area. I was just talking with some people coming to pay their respects. And as you mentioned, tonight I sat down with the Erie County District Attorney to get an update on the investigation. Take a look.
This is obviously, I wouldn't even say arguably, obviously the most serious crime scene we've had in Buffalo's history.
Leading up to his arrest, he was in full body armor. He had an assault rifle, and he walked out alive. He's alive.
Yeah.
It begs the question for a lot of people of, if he wasn't white, if he was a different race, would he be alive? Would the situation be different?
Yeah, no, I've heard that question. I understand where that thought question comes from. What I guess troubles me by the question, though, is, if I just said it doesn't trouble me, throw the other side of the coin on it here, is that, what did you want the law enforcement to do? Are you saying? I know you're not saying. I know you're echoing the thoughts that are out there. Are you saying that it would have been okay for the police officers to, in cold blood, shoot this guy? If that's what you're saying, then you're wrong. Okay. In this case, there was no justification to do that. The defendant, and again, I use the word allegedly here to make it fair. Allegedly, had the gun pointed at himself. He wasn't pointing it at the officers. He wasn't pointing at a third person, which would have allowed other things to happen, okay? But he was pointing at himself. And the officers are trained when an individual is threatening their own life with suicide to try to talk him down and de-escalate the situation, right, which is what they did.
Do you believe, based off the initial investigation, that you've seen that officers acted in the way that they're supposed to act in this situation?
Absolutely, 100%. From what I know so far, what I've seen so far, what I've ascertained so far, they 100% acted not only legally, but appropriately.
You know, obviously you see horrific things all the time. You said in some ways you're immune to some of this stuff, but not...
Sadly, I am, yeah.
Yeah, but just not to this magnitude, a tragedy of this magnitude. Did you ever think like something like this would unfold in our community?
Never. You never think it's going to happen here. You never think that, you know, you hear about an incident, you know, in a school where kids were shot, and you hear about other tragic mass shootings, you know, and you say to yourself, well, you know, that's the last time it's going to happen, you know, but you know, you can't be naive because it's not the last time it's going to happen, unfortunately. But no, you can never anticipate this, and you never prepare for it. I mean, you know, you're not prepared for this. Nothing has made me this sad or this mad. Nothing.
Now, the suspect's felony hearing will be held on Thursday morning, and from there it will likely go to a grand jury. And Michael Flynn told me that on Thursday we will not be hearing from the suspect. Reporting live in Buffalo, I'm Olivia Dance. Good morning. And the Howard County Autism Society started its hiring program to connect employers to adults with autism. And I'm about to introduce you to two of the program's success stories. Take a look.
Is that probably the last one we can get in there?
Every day, Brandon Beck goes to work at Clark's Hardware.
I put away organized things.
Do you like doing that?
Yes, I like doing that.
Brandon is almost 38 years old. He has autism and diabetes, but that doesn't stop him from living on his own and being a beloved employee at Clark's.
He has brought a lot of different skills to the table.
Connor monitors and helps Brandon, and Brandon helps out Connor.
I'm just happy to be a part of his life, really, and I'm happy to be able to share my experiences with him.
Several miles away from Clark's, also in Howard County, you will find Abraham Sanchez working hard at Pete Papa's & Sons, a produce company.
This whole place where I work.
Abraham is 21 years old and also has autism. He's been working at Pete Papa's & Sons for 4 months.
Over here is where we wash our hands before work.
Okay, so we wash them together?
Yes.
Adults with autism are unemployed at a higher rate than for other disabilities, but both Abraham and Brandon were recruited through the Howard County Autism Society's hiring program.
Individuals with autism and other disabilities are chronically unemployed and underemployed, you know, even folks who have college degrees with autism.
The program is giving them a chance to finally have a job they truly enjoy.
I like working here.
They can help me find work, have a job, and earn money, and to support my family.
And all their hard work is paying off, making their employer and coworkers proud.
Like I say, he makes me proud. You know, I use him as an example to my son, you know, like as far as what you can do in life.
Lamont Edwards is Abraham's supervisor, and Pete Papa's & Sons getting involved with the Howard County Autism Society is extra special to him because his own son has autism.
Give him a shot. You know, I mean, everybody deserves a shot.
Their independence is making their loved ones proud too.
When he was little, he says, I want to be an adult. I want to be an adult. I want to act like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Now he feels like he's, you know, like everybody else.
The opportunities through the hiring program give Brandon and Abraham the opportunity to use their unique set of skills, showing that everyone deserves a chance.
A customer needs help.
And you help them?
Yes.
Well, nice job. Thank you for the tour. The hiring program gives candidates the skills they need to be successful in the workplace. It also offers support for employers too. And if you or anyone you know is interested in the program, you can visit our website at foxbaltimore.com for more information and the link to the hiring program. For now, reporting live in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 Morning News.
Great story, Olivia.
Yeah.
Thank you.